Hey, LinkedIn family, it's been an incredibly long time since I have done any vlogging whatsoever. So this one is going to be a little bit longer than what I intend to post on a daily basis from here on out. As many of you know, maybe don't know, on yesterday, August the 19th, I was laid off from Wayfair, which came as a complete surprise and shock. At some point in time throughout the course of that day, I literally had a thought that says, what in the world do I do with this? I am a firm believer that when we go through life, that life is not just a journey for ourselves, but life is also about setting examples for others to follow. And so while life certainly impacts us on a very personal way, I do believe that we have the ability to respond in such a way that we can be a beacon of hope and light for others to follow suit. I have watched over these last several months many people posting on LinkedIn about losing their opportunities, being laid off from work, and this being done in massive form, so to speak, even being touched close to home where I've had friends that have also been involved in layoff situations. And so literally this is just my small attempt to try to not so much coach, but encourage perhaps someone who is, or who's someone who may find themselves dealing with the curveballs of life. So very quickly, again, I'm going to try to keep these to about a minute every single day. This one, again, arguably a little bit longer, just so we can catch up. So again, laid off yesterday. I started my day yesterday. I started it early, particularly on a Friday. No one really wants to start your day at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I did. Woke up early, was working an investigation that required getting together some impossible calendars. And so I thought to myself, let me jump on this early, see what I can find, so that way we could address the things that were happening with this particular employee. Lo and behold, log on. It's about maybe 6:59. I log on, and at 7:01, an email comes through from one of our co-founders, and it said organizational announcement, because Wayfair changes on a dime, and there's lots of really incredible things happening within the organization, and certainly as it relates to change management, these type of emails were not uncommon. And so I didn't pay too much attention to it in the beginning, but then something instinctively said, take a look at this email. So I looked at it. It was relatively long, skimmed it, and then something said, pay attention. So I did. And then I saw that Wayfair was intending to lay off 900 people that day. Immediately announced that as to my wife, who was in the restroom getting ready. Kids were up getting ready. And in the email, it said that shortly hereafter, there would be subsequent emails that would go out to those impacted and non-impacted. Thought nothing of it, and as soon as I refreshed email, I had another email with a subject line to impacted employees, and then a third email, which was an invitation for 8 o'clock in the morning to have that separation conversation. Needless to say, in that precise moment, my entire world just like flashed and then stopped. I literally said out loud, and everyone in the house heard me, I don't have a job. I just lost my job. That was tough. I think it was tough to say. It was tough. It stunned my wife. Even my children, one of our little mini-me's came in and said, well, did you get fired or did you quit? Because at her age, she doesn't understand that companies can, for whatever reason, decide to just part ways with you. And so while I didn't explain that to her, this was also an announcement that was made unbeknownst to me in front of my entire family, to know that dad, husband, no longer has a job. And then I'm sure in their minds the question was why, and like what happens next. Here's what I hope to do on this journey is to post in every day and just give my thoughts from the day prior. And so here are my thoughts from what we'll call ground zero, day one. And they are two things. By the way, I love alliterations. Don't say I didn't warn you. So I wanna encourage somebody with two words It would be to, man, and this is going to be interesting. It would be legitimately to panic is the word number one. And then the second word is, here it is, perspective. Panic and perspective. In that moment, for a very brief moment, I panicked. In that moment, I couldn't even get control of my emotions. I went throughout the course of the day, multiple people checking in on me, and they would ask me, how are you feeling? And my response to them was, I don't have time to feel. I am a doer, right? I am a doer. I am an action-oriented person. I'm results-oriented. I don't know how to lay down. I don't know how to play the victim. I don't know how to sit here in defeat. And I said to them, I don't know how to feel. I don't have time to feel because I'm a doer. But then I thought about, no, we're human. And let me encourage somebody. You have the right to panic. You have the right to feel when life hits you with things that are unanticipated. You are human. You are equipped with emotions that we are supposed to engage. The key thing is not so much that we don't have time to panic. The key is we should never live in our panic, live in that emotion of anxiety and helplessness and hopelessness. You can feel it, embrace it in that moment because it's important, but don't live there. And then throughout the rest of my day, I said, all right, I've transitioned from panic to now perspective. My wife said that I've handled this very well, and while it is very difficult, the perspective is, for me, I'm a believer. And I know that as I look back over the canvas of my life and I see the beauty that God has painted through every tragedy, through every trial, through every temptation, He's created touchdowns through all of those. I told you alliterations are my thing. He's created touchdowns in all of them. I don't care if it was like fourth and a miracle. God has never failed me. And so I put perspective on it. And I said, God, you know this journey that we are on. You know we sold what was supposed to be our forever home that we built. And now we're building the next forever home 2.0. You know what it's taken for us to do this. And you know where our family is at. I also know that you won't let us fail. And that's really what God said to me earlier this year. He said, you do not have to worry about losing in this season. So I had to remind myself of that perspective. So you say, what are you saying to me? All right, here it is. Have your moment. Panic. You're human. It is okay. Take your moment. But then don't live in that moment. Get perspective. The perspective is you won't lose. You've been designed to win. You are equipped with, I don't want to say superhuman abilities, but we are Clark Kent and Superman embodied in one person. The panic is in Clark Kent. The Superman is in the perspective. It is in the ability to pull on life and the experiences in our past victories. And here's how I know that you have victory. Because look at where you are today. If you were not a person who was walking in victory, you wouldn't even be where you are today. So this is my day one recap from yesterday. Panic and perspective. Have your moment. Get up. Put things in perspective. You've never failed before. You won't fail now. And for me, I'm a believer. God has never allowed me to fail. He's got me. He's absolutely got me. I hope this encourages you. This is like 8 minutes and 25 seconds over what I intend to do in the future. I'm going to keep these to basically what I'm going to call a miles minute. But this is my journey. This is my journey while I am laid off. I want to post something every single day. I thought about writing it out, but then I thought it's going to be way too long. People won't read it. So I thought, hey, let people hear it in my tone. And so what better than a vlog to do that? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this encourages you. Share with somebody if it does. If I just reach one person, that's amazing. Remember, E plus R equals O. Event plus response equals outcome. You cannot control the things that happen to you, but you can control how you respond to the things that happen in order to manifest the outcome that you desire and that was promised to you. E plus R equals O. Have your panic moment, put it in perspective, and get up and pursue your purpose. This has been a Milesology, day 1.